I'm sorry, I didn't hear all of it. Did you say we're doing this Saturday?
This is different.
Okay.
This is the one that the city's done.
Yeah, Wood Earth, I understand that.
Yeah.
Just so you guys are aware, we're doing one this Saturday for Summers property and along Wooded Creek, any blocks or bricks or junk that's in the creek. So we'll be cleaning up that, Eagle, and knocking down the Widow Maker today that was on the creek bank there. I've been cleaning over this, brought one of the tractors out and gave a couple of yanks and that.
All right, great.
Anyways, we'll be in there, and we've got quite a crew coming, I don't know, 25, 30 people, I think, it sounds like, so.
I think you said closer to 40 that John was figuring.
What's that?
I think John said he was closer to 40 he was
Okay,
figuring.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we're only quite a crew, so she's fun to do today. So people wear boots, a little monkeys and stuff, so. Get out her bear for us.
Make sure Judy Reed knows.
Does Julie know? Yeah, she knows.
Judy Reed.
Judy Reed?
Oh, yeah, what we normally do for that is we have our folks write articles, take pictures, and
Okay.
that's what she requests most of the time, so.
Great,
Yeah, we're all set on that one.
great. Do you have any requests for anything of us?
Right?
No, I mean,
I think we're gonna be okay.
For the cleanup.
I heard you say something about some equipment, but I didn't know about that, so we've been getting our own stuff around and having people bring boots and that kind of stuff with us down there.
okay, sounds well. Great project.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, these are all action items tonight. Last month you discussed the Chamber of Commerce's 2016 events that they have requested to be termed community events, so you'll be acting on that tonight. The next item is something Kurt will discuss. He wanted to have the council approve the naming of the new library, and you get a handout tonight, so if you have any questions about that now, you could address it, or if you want to wait until the council meeting, I'm sure he will answer any of your questions then too, whatever you prefer to do.
There's two namings there, one for the library and one for the future community building. And then he passed out. We're requesting that we make a motion to name the library, Cedar Springs Community Library, and for the future community building, that it also be named the Cedar Springs Community Building. So there's kind of like two requests there for naming. Just so everybody's aware.
And we're not worrying about this being the first request, first consideration?
I don't know about the community building, but we've talked about the new library.
Yeah, that's been on the agenda for
The naming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
last month, several months,
Yeah.
when the grant
Maybe even
came forward.
6 months. Yeah, when we originally got the knowledge that they had the additional grant. That was part of the discussion
Stipulation.
of it would have to have that name.
Well, I do remember that they were kind of bantering about a name, but not specifically say it has to be this name.
Is there
I
concern
don't think
of
the
that?
council has had any discussion on that.
So, pardon me?
I don't think the council has had
So
any
if
discussion.
there's
I
concerns,
don't have either.
Okay.
if there's concerns of that,
Is
we
there,
can
is there a
amend
hurry?
we can amend the agenda to put
The money's in her,
waiving policy 12.
right? You do that.
Okay.
Well, the question
To
is,
answer
do
your
we need to
question-
waive
answer your
policy
question,
12 or
I
just vote
suppose
on
we're
it
probably
today?
not, we're just waiting to, upon approval by city council, you guys are the last piece. I missed last month's meeting, I was off by a week, so, I didn't get on last month's agenda, but as far as receiving money, probably not, it's still hanging out there for us, so.
So if we had the discussion and then voted on it in May, that would be totally
I
fine.
think probably so.
Or we could even add it to the agenda for the 26th. Or 20, whatever,
21st.
21st.
That's
Sorry.
close.
Next week.
And like I said, you guys do not have to rush around because of my shortcomings on this. Does that
Okay.
make sense to you?
Okay, so we can have a discussion
I know
on
it's
that.
there, hanging there, you guys are just the last people that had to go to my office, to the library, and I said, because of vacation or not, I just missed it last time I was
And the
gone.
community building piece, I know we haven't talked about, but I thought we talked about the name of the library. But I could be wrong.
All right, well, let's just do it. Are you going to require Solon Township's permission also?
Pardon?
Are you going to require Solon Township's permission as well, or?
We have not, because they have representation on the library board for the naming, and that's why it's the community rather than just the Cedar Springs public. They want the community to reflect the community of Cedar Springs, which means the surrounding areas also, right?
Okay.
But that's what brings up two issues, actually. One is that if we ever did form a district library with Solon, would this be an offense to the donor?
Like I said, I was not at the meeting they voted on that, they have 3 representatives on that board.
I'm talking though about the person that's donating money.
Oh, to answer your question, the library board on their voting, so I'll make sure it goes back. The library, I can't remember, the library board voted and said, if for some reason it became this and we were required to legally put the name, we could still have it on the outside, Cedar Springs Community
Yes.
Library, but the legal side would say Cedar Springs District Library. So
Yes.
that's always been brought up there, Daniel.
Okay, and that's satisfactory to the
Yeah.
donor. The other issue
Not
would
our
be,
problem.
if we ever became a part of KDF, that would also could present an issue, but if the donor is already,
That's the library's problem. That would be the library board's problem, I would think.
Yeah. No, I don't see it being an issue.
Oh.
I mean, I take a look at Sand Lakes and it's still Nelson Township.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's one of those things that, that's being demonstrated by the community as a whole, over all things that we're doing, that we can figure out how to have amicable, understandings on these things, so.
Okay. Any other comments on?
So we're gonna do that as a non-action item, that's gonna be a discussion item? Or are we, yeah, okay.
Okay,
So do we need to move that from A to item H under discussion items?
That would be a good idea.
okay, and then we approve the agenda one.
And then just B becomes A, C becomes B, D becomes C,
We'll move it up.
sound right? Okay.
So the next action item is the purchase of a dehumidifier for the lift station on West Street. And Tom can fill you in on any questions you might have for that. We're also requesting a new roof for next door. And Tom can fill you in on that. And the next 3 items are all Marty's. First one, he wants an approval with national hose testing for hose and ladder testing for the fire department. And Douglas Safety conduct flow testing of air packs for the fire department. And then the Mavis agreement that you approved last year, they had an amendment that they put forth this year, and they need an immediate answer to it. So if you have any questions, Marty can fill you in on that if you have any,
Marty's not gonna read that whole thing.
no.
Good.
I've read it twice. I hope you don't have to read it out loud.
Okay,
I'm glad.
these are all budgeted items, right, Marty?
Yes,
These are
they're not
annual stuff.
specific, they're in the budget,
Housekeeping.
but they're not specifically earmarked for this particular item.
Yeah,
We put it into like equipment repair and replacement and that type of stuff.
But you're required to do this, and even if you weren't required, it's good for the safety and well-being of your firefighters, am I correct?
Yes, we have them air packs flow tested every year so that I don't have to go to somebody's house to say his air pack failed and he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
and then came my OSHA, all nice.
Yes.
And then I get to explain to someone why I voted against their loved one getting proper safety equipment. I don't want to do that either.
I say they all passed it except Molly, go see her.
And on the hose and ladder testing, if I recall, didn't you used to spend some crazy day and drag them all down?
It's in the copy of the agenda request, but yes, we
Yeah.
used to spend, well, we do it one practice meeting a month, and we would do it over the course of 3 or 4 or 5 months, depending on the weather. So this way, they come in 8, 9 hours, they're done and gone,
I think it's much,
and
yes.
they accept the liability and give us printouts and everything.
But I remember when this conversation came up about switching to having it done out of house.
Last year was the first year we contracted.
I think it's very wise.
Well, the company that we used signed a 3-year contract with the Kent County Fire Commission, so that price is the same. I don't know of anybody in the state that can beat it.
Right. I think I remember that conversation we talked about, but by the time you would pay all the firefighters to show up.
Well, the training alone.
Right, and then, yeah, it's just, this is a much better way to do it.
It's a little bit more costly, but it's a whole lot more efficient, and they assume the liability.
Well, we have our firemen come there to train, not test others.
And, yeah, I was gonna say, and just better on our firefighters.
The menial age of the fire department's increasing every year.
And even if it wasn't, even if y'all were like 17,
When they go beyond there.
well, even if y'all were 19,
All right,
I don't
let's,
wanna go back that far.
I don't either.
we, no other further questions on, chief for these 3 items?
And the Mavis, are you generally in favor of the amendment?
It is the verbiage change that states that, I remember from the last year that we basically donated the first 8 hours if we're called out anywhere in the state. This rectifies that by saying we can charge for the minute one.
Okay.
So the first 8 hours aren't free anymore.
Okay.
And it's statewide, it's not just Kent County.
Yeah.
Yes, I can answer your question, Molly. Yes, I'm in favor of it. I kind of feel bad about bringing this back every year. One of these days, they're gonna find one they're gonna agree on.
I don't know.
That's all right.
Just for the knowledge of the audience, when you come up and you just tell them what Mavis means. No,
Mutual aid, right, or something or other.
that's a test question.
Well, it's my Mavis now, it's MI, Michigan. Mutual aid box alarm system. That's an automatic aid that if we get a structure fire, we have it set up where they throw out the next closest department, whomever.
Everybody comes in.
What's the farthest we ever get toned out for?
We have been, I think Gary might have been on at that time, but we haven't been up to Tri-County School on
Yeah.
Kendall Road.
Howard City.
Howard City a couple times at the paper mill.
Yep.
But in recent years, I don't know if we've been in Pearson and Hensley Township a few times.
Yeah. Sparta, Rockford
We were in Rockford when the
Hotel.
hotel were.
Oof.
Gary, getting dusty out there.
Tell me about it. The only thing I remember really good about that was, Roger Morgan from Rockford Ambulance was running around there. We had air packs and other and that stuff. He was running around with an O2 bottle giving everybody a snort.
I'm glad that's on tape.
It was too, I tell you, the next day everybody had a horrendous hangover headache. It was because of freezing the oxygen, and then
Oh, is it like Pure O2?
we're
Moving along,
moving along. Information overload.
the next item on your agenda is a resolution that I added earlier this week in support of placing the Main Street Bridge structure back on the MDOT local agency program. And we do this each year, and we keep doing it eventually.
Eventually, we have to get to the top of the grant
One would hope.
where it falls into the creek.
Well, we put $50,000 a year in, we're liable to catch up to pay for the whole price by the time the state comes around.
Yeah, there's that.
Next item is just routine communications, monthly updates from Wright Place in Kent County. The Republic Services letter is, they're just trying to get the city to change over to them, and I told them that would be the next city manager's job, that the current contract that we have expires December 31st, and should the new manager want to look into that, I'll be sure to leave all of the information so that he can get a hold of them. And you have Grand Valley Metro Council updates and the CDDT February meeting minutes. There's a couple things I'd like to talk over with under the manager's report. Some things that came up since I've written the report. I had a lady call yesterday who wanted to know if we would be willing to list City Hall as the hot spot for garage sales. People, apparently there's a Facebook thing, and they want to have a place where it would be safe to exchange goods. And I told her that,
Oh, for like Kent County Post and South.
well, she said it was a Cedar Springs group. She didn't
Yeah.
live in Cedar Springs, but she said there is a Cedar Springs group.
Okay.
I told her I had a few safety concerns with that. Number one, lots of times it's mostly the front office staff that I would worry about. You don't know who's going to come in here. You don't know what they're going to be bringing or what they could be packing. Sometimes we only have one person in the front office. If people are at lunch or they've gone to doctor appointments or whatever. While we do have a police presence here, they're not here all the time. They're out patrolling and whatever. So I do have some safety concerns that, before I think you should consider that. And she was primarily concerned about security cameras, and I said we don't have any.
Right.
So that's another issue too, so. It's something, she was gonna do a little more research and get back with me, so it's just something that might
Yeah.
come up in the future.
I know there's police departments that have that, where they encourage people to do their,
Exchange.
Craigslist exchanges, like at the police department.
A lot of that is, if you look at the agencies that do that, they're equipped to do that. If
Yeah.
you look at our North Substation, all the clerks sit behind ballistic glass. You go to our main station, they can do it there. Our clerks sit behind ballistic glass. So I don't think the idea is a bad idea. I don't think City Hall right now is equipped to do
equipped?
that.
No.
Could we put links to the places that are? Like on our website?
Have this lady refer to those links.
Yeah, I really don't know.
That would
what
be if
comes
you
out
want
up
that
here.
to be.
But I mean, like,
city
would that be the
information.
kind of thing we could find out where the closest one is?
I know you can do it at Michigan State Police Post in Rockford. I'm not sure if you can do it out at the substation, but there was a big push, because some people were getting robbed and getting swindled, but they wanted it to be a very public place, and they figured that it would really take some nerve to rob someone in the police station. And while, yes, this is our police station, we don't really have police here,
No.
so it really wouldn't be appropriate.
Off hours, there wouldn't be nobody here.
Right, but maybe we could figure out what the closest places are.
Oh, we did, Jason, I did make some suggestions toward the Meyer parking lot. They have terrific
Camera.
security system.
There you
Some
go.
of the gas stations have security systems. You want it to be a public place,
Right.
but right now I didn't see that City Hall was really a.
No, I
public
would
station.
agree, but maybe
No.
going forward, we could think about what were some of those police type places and find the places that are equipped. And then list, say like, here's the ones in Kent County.
Yeah. So, yeah, let
I
them,
don't know, just a
let them.
thought.
As of right now, I know that the sheriff's department doesn't advertise itself as being one of those places.
Sure.
We don't turn people away. No, it doesn't. I spoke with this lady too, and it's, if you're really that concerned, and we even stand by. We don't turn people away, but we don't have desk police officers.
Right, right.
We have desk sergeants. They stay at a desk. We don't have a single desk sergeant, so.
Yeah, and that's, adding a lot of burden to limited staff we have now. Maybe we should just wait till this new manager gets here, and that'll be a task for him.
And she was going to do some more research too.
There you
so
go, we
she,
got time.
It isn't anything that she wanted you to
Yeah.
approve tonight.
It's been brought up to me previously.
Somebody, it's not a bad idea, but, we do not have the cameras here. We don't have full-time staffing. I hate to say it, if you want to sell something, meet with that person in an open area. They tell you that time and time again on the news media when somebody gets swindled or ripped off. Go park in front of the cameras at Myers. Do your transaction.
Gas stations and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
There are quite a few of them now at 17 in White Creek, Sitco. Sitco also doesn't advertise as being that location, but
There you go.
they don't turn people away for using their parking lot. But
Well, as soon as they start advertising, then they become liable if the camera's not good
There it
enough.
is.
they have yard sale sites in their front yard and stuff now too, so yeah,
It just opens up a mess.
yeah.
Well, it's something definitely to continue discussion on.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, to get some feedback, was, I'm sure you remember last summer when American came and Thad and several organizations, and I think Kurt was involved, toured with this lady. And I haven't heard anything from them until this, a few days ago. I got an email from an individual who was given our name by American, and they happen to be a firm that does hotel feasibility studies. And American is saying that they aren't going to go forward until there's a hotel feasibility study. So American contacted this organization to get a hold of the city, and they expect the city to pay for this feasibility study. And so I called Thad, and I asked him what exactly was discussed when you met with these people, because I wasn't involved in it. And he said that under no circumstances was the city ever told that we would have to do a feasibility study. And feasibility study to me seems like that should be something a developer would pay for.
Sure.
Why would we want to pay for it and then they don't even come here?
Like I can see we would need to answer questions.
Well, to my knowledge, no big market store comes into an area without doing a feasibility study themselves.
Exactly.
So why would that be any different for
What's
a motel?
fascinating, how they think we're going to pay for that.
And I thought, and they wouldn't even, I emailed the man back and I said, yes, I was interested, but I didn't know how interested the mayor was. And she emailed me back right away that they were interested, but they needed the feasibility study. And I thought it was interesting that she suggested this company to do the feasibility study and then to contact the city to do it. So
I
it
think
just
that'd be-
kind of smacks a little.
Yeah.
That'd be very
Do
cautious.
they attach a price tag?
He wouldn't give me a price tag until I talked to him.
I know
And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time talking
Sure,
to him.
sure. I just was curious.
But,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm assuming we're
Fill a
going.
couple holes for you, Linda.
Okay.
American contacted us, and there's a group of us that we met with them. They're very interested in coming here out next to the freeway at that point. Then all of a sudden, we didn't hear back from them for a period of time, and I know that Dave Ringer was trying to get a hold of them, and I thought he did get a hold of her also, and talked to her, and she brought this feasibility study, and her investors wanted to see a feasibility study first. My response, if I was sitting in your seat, would be to say, no, we're not gonna do that, because right now, we've got a couple other people that are talking about bringing a hotel, motel into the Cedar Springs area, and they're not requesting a feasibility study. So they're either in the game or they're not in the game, you know what I mean?
It seems to be part of the developer's responsibility to do
I
these
agree
things.
100% on that.
You know, if they can
They're
get up,
kind of moving slow. And when she met with us, they originally seemed we were gonna go to Rockford, is what they were talking about, but Rockford didn't want it up by the freeway. And then they saw what's going on here in Cedar, and all of a sudden they wanted to be a part of it. Well, now, that's going back up, but you're right. That has never been a part of or dialogue, other than her saying to me, the investors would like to have a feasibility study to see yada, yada, yada. So,
well, if they can get us to do it, better for them, but if they wanna come here, they can do it.
If they want to do a feasibility study, we certainly would answer their questions.
It would be cooperative, but as
Yeah.
far as putting the bill,
Yeah, no, I don't see that happen.
Good.
Okay. I took care of the things I wanted to discuss with you.
Well, thank you for that.
Things are really booming all of a sudden. Roger Morgan was in yesterday and showed me the plans for the substation. They hope to break ground yet this summer. So I told him that I still hadn't heard from the township as to that land being split, so I haven't been able to do anything with the 425 agreement. So he was going to get moving on that, and that's the same situation with the brook. I haven't heard from the township that that land has been split yet, so that 425 hasn't been sent in to the state either, so that's something still on the back burner. Coming in, a few companies calling about doing some sign changes, and there's a new company called Hydrovac that is going to be coming to the Planning Commission in May with their site plans. I'm not exactly sure what they do. I just had very limited information from him, but he has filled out a site plan review application and has been in touch with Carmen to. They're going to be located out in the industrial park area. It's on White Creek out there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say
have, Rod Morgan's phone number by chance?
I don't know off the top of my head, I can get it to you.
Okay.
I did do the new application for the community event, that we were talking about, hoping that it's a little bit,
Cleaner?
easier for everybody to work with. The DDA will have an interesting meeting on the 25th. They're gonna have a regular meeting, and then they will convene as the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, because they need to act on the reimbursement between Cedar Springs Brewing Company and the DDA that was put together in 2014.
Yep.
So that we're obligated to pay the money, but they need to make it official.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with Carmen and some representatives from Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're doing the remodeling of their building, and we're hoping that it could just be done administratively and not have to have them do a full-blown site plan review. So that's still in the works. I just wanted to remind you of your meeting with Kathy next Thursday evening. It's at 6 p.m., and that will be a closed session. And just the handouts, I have one from Grand Valley Metro Council regarding a public hearing that was yesterday, so that doesn't really help you a whole lot. And then a flyer from Child Unlimited about a stream insect monitoring event that they're going to have next month. And that's all I have, unless you have some questions of any of the department heads regarding their reports. Everybody but Marty.
Okay. I guess we got,
Just a reminder,
Pardon?
I'm at community night.
there's no questions, we have about 10 minutes, folks.
We're running 4 halves, I can't do another point in the same hour.
I agree. You can't put all four of them out there?
I'm telling you,